Here are 4 signs that you're still in your ex's head after the breakup while you're in no contact.
This is the one secret sign that your ex is still in love with you.
Here's one extremely nuanced point that's very subtle that will show that your ex still loves you even though they broke up with you.
In this video, we're going to be discussing about some of the signs to look up to know if your ex is still in love with you, despite the fact that you've broken up with he or she, but he or she is still having you in their thought every single day. Like he still think about you, even though you people have finally separated, he have blocked you or you've blocked her. So guys, let's dive into the
Here
video
are 4
today.
signs that you're still in your ex's head after the breakup while you're in no contact. So, the very first thing, if they haven't already blocked you or you haven't blocked them out of spite or anger, is a change in their social media habits. Maybe they used to never post because they're a private person. They're just not somebody to pull out their phone and take pictures. And now all of a sudden, lo and behold, they're posting all the time. Or maybe it's the opposite, where all of a sudden after the breakup, they just went dark. Clearly, this changes in reaction to you somehow. Okay, and it goes to show that you're still in their head. Now, after you've been in no contact for a little bit longer, they're going to start to ask maybe your friends or your coworkers or your family or people that they already know you. They're going to start to, either ask about you, or they're at least going to be talking about, the breakdown of the relationship, or they're going to be talking about, things that were said between you two, details of, the breakdown or the relationship, etc. And it shows that you're on their mind. This matters even if it's negative. Now, the third one's pretty obvious. If they're watching your stories on Instagram or Facebook for that matter, and you see that consistently happen. Now, you have to understand that just because they're watching your stories, it doesn't mean that they're particularly watching your stories, right? You can watch a stream of stories when you're scrolling through. But if they watch it really quickly after you post it, if you're seeing that happen often, it's a clear sign that your ex is thinking about you. And lastly, and this is the only one that really matters in terms of breaking no contact, which is that they're actually messaging you. When they've missed you for long enough, when you've been in no contact for long enough, attraction has creeped back up into place because that's how things work. Okay. And now it's having an effect on them and they want to reach back out to you. Now, you want to be careful not to fall for breadcrumbs or get too eager when they start messaging you again, because you can definitely shut it down by texting in the wrong way. But once they start messaging you, now you're back in the game again.
This is the one secret sign that your ex is still in love with you. And I get this question a lot, but does it matter if they're like an avoidant? Does it matter if they have any kind of insecurities or attachment issues, anything like that? No. So this is the sign, okay? When your ex watches what you do and informs and asks about you. See, I see this happen all the time. They will usually ask mutual friends. So if you guys, especially if you guys were together a long time, they'll ask friends about you. They'll ask mutual friends. They'll ask coworkers if you guys work together. Family members, things like that. They will ask about you, and when they inform about you and ask about you, that means that they're curious. They're thinking about you. When they watch your socials as well. So when they're watching your socials, they literally look you up. Now, sometimes you'll pop up in a feed if they're still following you, like Instagram, for example, stories in the top. Sometimes they'll just go through and they'll see you and they're like, oh, but other than that, they'll sometimes just look, right? And again, they're not doing this because, they're over you. They're doing this because they're thinking about you. See, they're going to oscillate between wanting to be with you, come back, and not. In the very beginning, they're going to be super sure about themselves, right? They're very happy, relieved, etc. right now. See, and as time goes on and they get more curious about you and they start wondering about you more, that is when they're going to go, did I make a mistake? That is the most important thing to understand. So when you guys look at this, I want you to understand that when they're looking at you, they're not over you. They're curious about you, okay? Especially when you see the frequency of it increasing. If you guys need any help, reach out to me. Coaching is available in bio.
Okay, 5 signs she is not over you after a breakup, okay? So the first one is when she has not returned your belongings, okay? Like, a girl knows what she has, okay? Especially, like, where she stays, her house. She knows what she has, okay? Especially if it's your things, okay? If she has not returned them, it's because she still has feelings for you and, like, she doesn't want to let go. So, yeah. And then the second one is if she's stalking you or her friends are stalking you on social media, trust me, she still wants you. She is not over you because she's like literally telling them to stalk you. And then the third one is she will find any excuse to reach out to you, okay? It could be like anything. She will just reach out to you randomly, and if she does this, she still wants you. And then the fourth one is if you notice that she's like posting kind of like sad stuff, because when a girl goes through a breakup, and she's like recently out of it, she will be sad and she will let out her emotions. Or she's like randomly just hanging out with friends a lot, means she still misses you. And then the fifth one is like really obvious, but if she jumps into another relationship with another guy, like as soon as you guys broke up, trust me, she misses you, okay? But she wants to fill that spot that you left, like that empty spot that she like has in her heart. She's trying to like just forget about you with someone else.
If you're curious about whether your ex still has feelings for you, let's talk. I have 4 signs for you to look out for. The first sign is vague language. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I want to move on, but I don't want you out of my life. I miss you so much, but I just need time and space to figure things out. The second sign is they behave like the relationship never ended. The two of you contact each other frequently. The I love you texts are still present. Good morning, good night, I miss you. And you still see each other. Maybe not as much as you would like, but you still get together. And when you do get together, you're still intimate. And building upon this, the third sign is when you do see each other, the feelings are intense. They're not acting distant with you at all. They're very affectionate, and the intimacy may be even more passionate than it ever was in the relationship. The fourth sign is their social media behavior is strange. One moment you're blocked, and the next they unblock you. They like your post and maybe even comment, and they look at every single story, even seconds after it even goes up. They're stalking your page because they're curious about what you're up to. I know all of this may be confusing because you're hurting, but your ex is hurting too, and they're trying to process their emotions. But just because your ex has feelings for you doesn't mean that they're ready to rekindle the romance. The key with this is to be patient and use this time to focus on healing and processing your emotions after the breakup. And if you're still struggling and need a little bit more help after your breakup, DM me the word struggle to learn more about my paid private coaching program.
Here's one extremely nuanced point that's very subtle that will show that your ex still loves you even though they broke up with you. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And I've got a background as a dating coach for many years where I had to understand attraction and how to bring people in. Quite possibly one of the hardest things to deal with after a breakup is to look at your ex's social media or all of a sudden get on a dating app, and lo and behold, your ex is on a dating app like really, really quick, or they're on social media, they're following new people, or maybe they're not even doing that, but they're just posting things that just make it seem like they've already moved on. And then you start to ask yourself silly questions like, was it even real? Like our 2, 3, however many years together, was any of it real? And you're asking that because there's no way you could just get over them that quickly. But deep down, those moments were real, those gentle moments that you guys had between each other where you could look at each other's eyes. You expressed what you felt because of the experiences that you had together, right? Maybe this person was selfless to you in many ways, okay? And you're no fool. Like, you could tell that it's real. It's not like they just sprinkled fairy dust in your face and now all of a sudden, oh, you're bamboozled, right? But even knowing that, it doesn't make the situation any less confusing. You see, when you're in no contact with your ex, particularly over the first couple months, they're going to be in the relief stage. From all outside appearances, they're going to look like they've started to move on. And depending on their attachment style, they've either repressed their emotions or they've just walled themselves off to you, because of different attachment wounds. And for all intents and purposes, it's going to seem like they're moved on, but they haven't. But what's that subtle sign that you can see from your ex during this time where you can know, just from evidence that they still love you? And the answer to that question is simply them being reactive to you, literally in any way. Whether you change your profile picture and now all of a sudden they do it too. Whether you post something and then they just block you out of the blue. Or maybe they message you after a while and they say, hey, why do you still have pictures of us up on your social media? Okay, and it's like you haven't even posted anything new. It's just like old stuff that you never taken off, okay? That level of emotional reactivity is a sign that you're living in their head or their heart rent-free. Now, sometimes this reactivity can show up in a negative way, like the example I just gave. But that reactivity, whether negative, positive, whatever, it shows that they are still attached to you. And when you get all the way underneath it, if they've been hurt, whatever, okay, fine. But they love you at their core. So anytime you see any level of reactivity to you, which you shouldn't be initiating contact with them, during no contact, okay, depending on their attachment style, depending how long it's been since the breakup, okay? But any level of reactivity to literally anything that you do, shows you that they still love you. Now, it can be pretty comforting to have somebody on your side that knows what every little thing means and also which turn to take in the road when it forks off in front of you in order to get your ex back. And if you want me on your side, click into my profile, click this link right here, set up a call with me. I'm going to hear your story, and I'm going to cater a custom plan for you to get your ex back, just like I have for many other people.
Does your ex still have feelings for you? These are 3 signs that you should be looking for to know if your ex still loves you. And the last one is the most important one to pay attention. Number 1 is that they have not left you alone. Even though they broke up with you and you're trying to do no contact, your ex is still finding reasons to consistently text or call you because they can't basically stand to be without you. It's difficult for them. It's a good sign that they still have feelings. Number 2 is that when they do talk to you, they reminisce about the good times. They are trying to stay in your good graces and almost get you to not forget about them, even though they're not sure about how to move the relationship forward. They still have feelings for you deep down. The third and the most important one is that they get upset and mad at you for different reasons, but mostly when you pull away or you try to move on. Hope this is helpful.
How do you know if your partner is still in love with their ex?
Okay, so personally, I think there are like 3 ways to actually know if your partner is still in love with their ex.
Okay.
And number 1 is they are still in contact with each other.
Okay.
See, if your partner still talks to their ex, it is either 2 things. It is either they are still in love with each other or they never loved each other while they are dating.
Okay.
But either ways, they are still emotionally connected to each other. So because see, 2 people that have seen themselves nakedness can never maintain a platonic relationship.
Yes, so.
So if your partner is telling you, the ex, we are just friends, some partner will say, I don't like blocking people. I say, are you okay? Because if you've completely moved on, you want to take off that person in your life. You don't want to have that conversation with that person again because conversations can trigger memories. And when memories is being triggered, it brings back emotions. And when you have emotional conversation together, what happens? You tend to meet. Do you understand? And that is why people think, oh, I'm so strong. Before you know it, they ended up with their ex and actually messing up things. Do you understand? So for me, it is a no-no. Your partner should not be chatting or talking to their ex. Because if they are still talking, it means that they are still in love with each other. Because they can't maintain a normal relationship.
Okay. I think you have a point there. But what if in the case whereby your partner, he or she has a business relationship with their ex, and probably that ex is like a big customer. That person is very, very important for their business. You now as the other partner, how do you manage the whole situation?
I think there is only one way to actually deal with that kind of situation.
Okay.
And that thing is...
All right, ladies, if you're sitting there asking, how much did my man love me after a breakup, after a divorce, or whatever what happened between you guys, watch what he does after the breakup. Okay, there's 2 ways. There's two separate paths a man will take after a breakup of whatever magnitude it is. Okay, the most obvious way is you'll see him immediately jump into another situationship, if you will. He'll immediately hop into things that aren't good for him, that he at the time will say, you know what, I need to distract myself. I need to get my mind off of her, right? Exclude any of the reason why you guys broke up, whether you did it or he did it, whatever happened afterward, okay? Most guys do this. They immediately try to find a replacement, okay? The replacement doesn't have to be a woman, doesn't have to be a girl. It could be drugs, it could be drinking, it could be porn, it could be just hooking up with whoever, right? It could be their gluttony, the laziness. They're not gonna go to work, they're not even gonna go to the gym, right? All of these things, the majority of men do because that's just how men today have been wired, is they gotta go find something to fill the hole that you left, okay? So that's the question, is how much does that guy really love you? He's so urgent to replace you with something that's not even going to fill his needs. Now, the other side, you got a man that you broke things off or he broke things off with you, right? And let's say, okay, he does the opposite. He doesn't isolate himself from the world, but he goes into solitude. Those are 2 different things. Self-isolation is selfish indulgence. It's gluttony, it's laziness, it's all of those things mixed into a tonic of just regurgitated misery. The other one, okay, solitude, when he is purposely putting himself in a disciplined, regimented routine. What does that mean? He's getting in the gym more than he's ever been. He's focusing on his work more than he ever has. If he's got a side hustle, he's got a business that he has written down many years ago, and he's finally like, you know what? I need to do that. I need to focus on that. He spends more time with his family. Maybe he's got relationships or friendships that he needs to mend, and he's finally gotten that courage, right? Because the mask of that relationship, that betrayal, the cheating, whatever happened, has been stripped from him, and he's finally like, you know what? I need to man up and go. I need to go fix this, right? Because he can't fix your relationship right now. So he's turning towards God. He's turning towards the Savior. He's turning towards prayer, right? That man loved you. That man truly loved you. But the man who went to drinking, I'm gonna go drink my sorrows away, he didn't really love you. He didn't really care about you. That's all for show. That's all for selfish needs. He's not doing it for you. He's doing it for himself. That's misery. Misery, coaxed, and romantic. It's a lie. But the guy, okay, the man that decides, you know what? Things ended between me and this girl that I love. I still need to go be better. What am I going to go do to improve myself? Because if one day in the future our paths cross again, right, whether he's intentionally wanting to be a better person because of you, right, you cross, let's say in 1 year, even 6 months, you guys cross paths, you are going to look at that man. If he's gone the right way and gone through solitude of a disciplined lifestyle, gotten closer to God and his family, you're going to look at him and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I let that go and fall through my fingers. Or better yet, if he made the mistake and he's improving his life, right, you're going to notice it. You're going to see that he's changed before you even heard a word be uttered from his mouth. You're going to see the color of his eyes are going to be brighter, more vibrant. He's going to look healthier. He's probably going to have more clean cut hair or no hair. It doesn't matter. He's going to be in better shape. He's probably going to be wearing nicer clothes, right? All of these things are going to be, his soul is going to be glowing. It's going to be radiating. And you're going to know, okay, he actually loved me. But it's still up to him whether he wants to take you back. Heck, even if you want to take him back. That's how you know a guy did it right, if he truly, genuinely loved you. Now, that's not to say, that guys that, look, I know I'm kind of going back on what I'm saying. Some guys that they fall short, they go and get drunk, they do drugs, they hop into it's very easy to do those things. It's easy to look up porn and just jack off. It's easy to just hook up with a girl that doesn't care about you because you don't care right back. It's all infatuation. That's easy to do, right? Some guys go down that path and then they realize, fuck, I don't need to be this type of person. This isn't who I want to be, right? And that's a side effect of being heartbroken, is that you don't really know who you are anymore. Trust me. I've been there. Now, many ways, I wish my ex-wife could see my progress and be like, wow, I fucked up. I can't believe I cheated on you. But it's not going to happen. Me, I had to accept I'm never going to get her back. On the other side of that, she's never going to have the man I am today because she doesn't deserve me. She has done nothing. She's done nothing to change. She hasn't even given me an apology. A genuine, sorrowful, I fucked up. I gave this pain to you, and I'm sorry that you're going to have to carry it for the rest of your life. No, she's never done that. Never. Okay. So how does a man love you? Watch what he does after a breakup. What do his actions speak? Okay, what do they say? What do they show? Is he going to vices? Is he going to things that just fulfill him only, right? In the most unhealthy manner to numb the pain and to numb his feelings and his emotions so that he carries that into the next relationship and the next relationship and the next relationship until he can't even feel a fucking thing with a girl that will be good for him? Or is he filling himself with the word of God, with prayer, with positive affirmations about, you know what, I messed up, okay? Like I said, he could have fucked up the relationship, or you did, and he's still going to do the things necessary to make him a better man. Because what are you going to do? 3 years are going to go by no matter what happens. 10 years are going to go by no matter what happens. What are you going to do with the time? He's going to go be a loser, or he's going to go be some kind of victor, some kind of champion of who he is. A more masculine, more traditional, more healthy, more respectable, valuable individual that wants a marriage, wants a family, wants to have kids, wants to raise his sons the right way. These are things that I'm like, women, I don't know if you even think about these things on the grand scheme. A lot of you guys, you girls are so infatuated with how you feel. You're incapable of looking past emotion. That's for another video. Like, you guys aren't off the hook. That's how you know. That's how you know a man loves you. Which path is he going on? And it's up to you. It's up to you to see, if you keep him around. If you want him in your future, the type of man that goes down the path of self-indulgence, there's a big price to be paid. There's not a pretty price tag on that. But the man that goes down and isolates solitude, right, himself healthily, does a very strict, disciplined regiment routine where he is fixing himself, right, and improving his life in every aspect. That man will help you. That man will change your life.
You see some of the signs that are listed here. I agree with them 100%. It's only us that have not gotten over you that begin to view your story. Although some people are like that generally, even if they're no longer interested in you, they just want to know what you are doing, how you are faring, what is happening in your life currently. But most of the time, the us that is still interested in you, that is still all over you, like your thought is still in their mind, that begin to look at your story, especially when you just posted it on your IG or any of your social media platform. Before you know, he or she will be the first person to view that story. Just know that that person is still all over you in their mind. Like, they've not gotten you out of their mind at all. You are still in their mind.
True love is tested after the breakup, not during. All right? Anyone can say I love you when things are good for them. But the real test is what happens when the silence hits, when the calls stop, right? When you're not obligated to show up anymore, when there's no title tying you to effort. All right? If they disappear like you never mattered, that love was cheap. If they move like a stranger overnight, it wasn't deep. Right? It was just convenient. Right? But if they still protect your name when you're not in the room, if they're still rooting for you to heal from a distance, if they walk away respectfully, even when it hurts, that's love. That's rare. That's grown. Right? Unfortunately, most people break up and instantly become PR managers for their ego. Suddenly it's they were crazy, toxic, clingy, terrible. Okay, bro, be serious. I'm not saying you have to stay best friends with your ex. I'm just saying how you handle the exit says more about your heart than the relationship ever did.